Alright gang, welcome back to our Farm Maze Challenge. It's now October. I need to unfold everything. Obviously I got the header back here, so that's good, right? And we're getting ready to get underway here of harvesting the actual sorghum. Now, I did peek over here, and it's not saying anything about requiring any kind of, herbicide or any weeds or anything popping up, so maybe there's not going to be anything popping up over here. I don't know, but we'll have to find out as we move along. And it could be just that sunflowers and corn don't really have that until later on. That might be part of it, but we'll find out. I kind of forget. I haven't done sunflowers and corn for a little bit. At least in FS22 I haven't done that for a little bit, so kind of forget, but we'll figure it out as we move along here. Anyway, we're going to get this sorghum harvested up. It shouldn't take too long with the size of the header that we currently have. And we are going to have to do a second application of fertilizer over there. So we are going to have to buy a fertilizer spreader today. We currently have $74,583 in the bank. I am doing this video pretty much immediately after the last one, so I do not know your input or your thoughts on the last episode or this series in general. So bear with me on that one. But after this one, I would think, at least have the input on the first video. Hopefully, that video will be able to be released today, later on today, but if it isn't, then it'll have to be on Sunday, so we'll have to see. Either this is going to be coming out on Sunday, or this will be coming out on Monday, depending on how that goes and how YouTube, how it goes with uploading to YouTube and being processed and all that stuff, so. Not holding my breath. I'm hoping it's going to be out late Saturday afternoon or night, but I just know how YouTube is sometimes, and the processing sometimes takes longer than you initially anticipate, so hopefully that's not the case here, and then you're able to watch that first episode Saturday night. But how's everybody doing today? Hopefully you're all doing well. Things are good here. I think what my vision here, or my goal here is, once we're done harvesting this field, since we don't have a drill for your normal cereal crop, we're not going to probably utilize this header for a little while. I'm going to actually see about potentially putting this in the maze somewhere. I don't know where. I haven't really figured that out yet. We need to get kind of a bird's eye view and see if there's anywhere at all that we could put it that's not going to cause any mayhem or harm. And what I mean by that is it's not going to kill any of the crop. But we'll keep an eye and see if we can find something, or somewhere rather, to put this header there. That way we can have it's not really probably always going to be there. It's only going to be there for a limited period of time, but at least for the beginning here, we're going to at least have something that we're going to be placing in there to help continue to build up that maze. I really love this idea. I really love the challenge we've given ourselves here. It's going to be fun. I'm hoping I can make it a relatively long challenge. I don't want it to be obviously too long, but I'm hoping for at least 20 to 30 episodes here. I don't know if that'll be the case or not. It might be less than that, but that's my hope. We really need to get some more fields if we're going to accomplish any of this as well. We only have, obviously, this one field here, and then the maze itself, which obviously isn't going to give us as much money as this field technically will, but hopefully those fields over there will become available to purchase, and hopefully we'll have the money to do so at that time. Now, let's take a look and see what the price is. This one's going to be expensive. Yeah, $188,000. This is really the one we're going to hopefully look for here soon. $72,576. That's the one we really want to become available with some kind of crop, or if it doesn't have a crop, even just buying it outright and we can drill it ourselves, because that will help us out a lot, having two fields. Popped an achievement. Reap what you sow. Just some kind of basic harvesting achievement of some sort, I'm sure. I haven't really looked at any of the achievements, honestly. I'm not really that concerned about hitting the achievements, at least not here on camera. I mean, I could try to hit those off camera, right? I can just do some stuff off camera. Now, I mentioned recently with FS22 that I had an idea for FS25. That idea that I had is probably going to be pushed a little bit further than what I had initially anticipated, unless I'm able to, figure out a way to make it work on one of these standard maps. I might push that until, a mod map comes out. I'm not sure on that statement yet, but we'll see. I just want to make sure I let you know ahead of time now, for those of you that have been with the channel for a while, that I kind of had brought that up, and my members have got a little sneak peek at a logo I was working on. I've modified it a little bit, but in any case, that probably will be pushed for a little while. Even though I had planned on hopefully incorporating that early, this series kind of pushed that out a little bit because of the fact that, you know, we've got a maze here ready to go for me. This originally, my idea was to have something similar to this, where I was going to make a maze. It was going to be very difficult, and it was going to take me a long time to set it up, because I would basically have to do what you're seeing over there, right? Whoever made this map, Giants, whoever within Giants made this map and made that maze section there, they already did half the work for me. Whereas my initial thing was going to be that I'm going to spend a couple of months utilizing a plow and trying to build some kind of a design for a maze. And maybe if this series does well, maybe in the future we will do something like that, right? Where we make our own maze. But it's just it's not something that I could do overnight with, you know, right? It's not something I could do in a couple of days or a week or anything like that with work, etc. So that'd be something I would have to work on for a long haul to get to that point, I guess is what I'm trying to get at. But we came across this on Riverbend Springs here, the very first map, and I'm like, oh, that's a no-brainer. We're moving that one on up. So that's what we did. That was a long ramble for me saying I moved up the series because there was one already done, a maze already done for me, instead of me having to spend, you know, month plus trying to set one up. But you get what I was trying to get at. So we're pretty much full here. All right. Now, sorghum. It's not probably the best in October. Normally it's, you know, December or January. Let's take a look. I don't know if we're going to be able to buy any kind of silo. I don't know how expensive they are. If the sorghum isn't terrible, we might just go ahead and sell it outright. But we'll have to look here. Yeah, January is typically the best. It's not terrible. It's not terrible. But it's not good either. 1276, 1575 is really what you want. Well, I think based off of that, the next thing we should do is look and go into the construction here and look and see how much an actual silo is going to cost us. 20 grand. Is that the cheapest one? I'm assuming it probably is. Yeah, 20 grand. Oof. I'm not even sure it's necessarily worth it for 20 grand. Sorghum isn't, you know, you're not making a ton of money off of sorghum no matter what you do. I guess in the long run it probably would be worth it. But now I got to think, if I decide to do this, I got to think about where I want to put this at. I want to kind of leave this section over here open. My vision, which I talked about briefly in the last episode, is once we finish completing this construction here, which is going to be a bigger shed, right, for the entry for this area. Probably have a few other things we put out here. Some, you know, I don't know, some play toys, things for kids or whatever. Something in this area, right? But this section, my vision was to turn this a little bit area here into like a bit of a small car, you know, parking lot, car park, whatever, right? Just something small, very similar to like this over here, right? Just kind of fence it off like that. But I want to have these little, I guess they're not really curbs, but I don't even know what the word is for those things, but you get what I mean. I want those. They're not currently in the game that I found, at least, unless I'm missing them. So that means what we're thinking about here is we have to go from basically from this section here over. And realistically, I don't think I want to put anything right here unless it has something to do with the maze here. I want to kind of leave this section open. This is like a little bit of a walking path coming up to here, right? You can kind of walk down. I mean, there's exits and stuff here, right? So we kind of need to leave that section open for the most part. So it's going to have to be here or over this way and over. Now, there's some areas that won't allow me to put anything down. It lets me do it in certain areas, and in other areas it won't. I don't know why, but that is, you know, something I have to kind of deal with. Now, the thing to think about here is I have to, I mean, I may not get the full money's worth out of the sorghum here by putting this down, but eventually I'm going to need a silo anyway, right? This holds 75,000 liters, and this one's more expensive, so why wouldn't you go with that one? These are a little bit bigger. Cost a little bit more money, but they're a little bit bigger. I don't want to spend all this money right now. We only have $74,000. We got to buy a fertilizer spreader. We're going to probably need a herbicide, I'm sure, at some point. There's going to be other things we have to buy too, like I don't have any. I didn't put any lime down on the sunflowers. We didn't roll it. Like I got to do all that, even though I despise rolling. I'm leaving it on for this series, at least initially. Maybe once we get a little bit bigger, maybe I remove the rolling. But so there's a lot of things still to purchase with not a whole lot of money is what I'm trying to get at. And we have to constantly have some kind of money due to the loan. We've got $250,000 we got to pay off, right? So I think given all that understanding and everything that I just talked through and talked myself out of doing the silo, and we're just going to sell the sorghum outright. It was a long-winded version for me to say we're just going to sell the sorghum outright, but you know, you gotta think things through, right? Especially given the complexities of the challenge that we've given ourselves here. Now, I'm not expecting a ton of money out of this. Oh, I just killed some crop. Whoop. Whoop. At least it wasn't much, because this thing is skinny. Anyway, I'm not expecting a ton of money out of this. Sorghum is pretty much the lowest priced crop you're going to be able to sell. So, if we can get a couple thousand, fantastic. I'm getting more than I expected out of this trail load. Looks like it's going to be about 5. 4,473. I will take that every day of the week. That's fantastic. Definitely helpful. Ooh, this thing's hard to drive sometimes. It's all over the place. So once we're done harvesting this field, we're going to look to purchase a fertilizer spreader. Now, you know, there's not a whole lot out on ModHub, so I'm not going to be able to find some super cheap or unrealistic or anything like that. I'm not going to be able to find any of that. We're just going to pretty much be going with, you know, what's out the box here for the most part. There are a couple of mods. I think I mentioned in the last episode there's a couple mods that I installed, but there's, I mean, only like probably a handful of mods out there right now, so not much. Oh, that's full again. How much more is in here? Dang. Alright, we still have 16,000 liters in here. That's not bad. Alright, well. Making a decent amount of money. This is great, man. This challenge is going to be... I have a feeling... I hope, at least. I have a feeling at least a few of the group here are going to be interested in trying this challenge out. Maybe they don't try it exactly when I do, because they probably have other plans and ideas they're already running through with, but this is I think this is a good one. I think this is a good one. Nice. Up to 83,530 bucks. Very, very nice. So I think what I'm going to do here is I'm actually going to unload the harvester, but we're not going to take it and sell it just yet. We'll continue our harvest here, and then once it's... because we should be able to harvest the rest of this field into the harvester. There shouldn't be... I mean, we shouldn't have to unload it again is what I'm trying to say. Especially with unloading it now. So we'll just kind of carry on, and then once we're done, we'll, you know, take care of the rest, I guess. Now, one other thing I'd like to do pretty soon is to get some kind of a maintenance shed of some sort. A lot of the equipment we purchased when we bought this portion of the farm, right? It's a lot of it's used, so we're gonna have to continue to kind of keep that up, right? Upkeep it, make sure we have everything going. I really don't want to have to drive all the way back to the shop. It's pretty far away unless we take the ferry. So I don't want to have to constantly be going back and forth there, and as these carry on and get more hours on them, it's going to be more crucial for us to be able to, you know, maintain all our pieces of equipment here on the farm itself. Now, I have not looked at all, not even a little bit, at any of the fertilizer spreaders, the solid fertilizer spreader, which I think is probably what we're going to go for here. Maybe not, but I think that's what we're going to shoot for. So I don't know what price we're looking at here. I would hope that there's one that's relatively inexpensive. In the last game there was, right? But I don't know. I would assume there's probably nothing cheaper than, you know, like $4,000 or $5,000. That's my guess, without the mods, right? Or if there is, it's like a very, very small one, and that's not really what we need either. Probably gonna have a small amount left that we're gonna have to come back and unload. Oh, I was wrong. I'm sorry. I stand corrected. All right, so this is it then. We're gonna sell the sorghum now. It's good. It'll probably get us to, I mean, 86,000 probably. Yep. Almost 87,000. 225. Very nice. That's good. That's really good. All right, so I'm going to pull this over here. I'm going to park this. I'll bring the harvester over. I'll figure out where we're going to put the header. And then we're going to buy a... I just kind of have all this just kind of scattered around everywhere. I mean, this is basically my little yard here, but they're not really all facing the right way. I probably should modify that. But anyway, I guess I can just do this. Let's unfold, or fold this thing up, excuse me. Alright, so let's do a little bird's eye view here. Let's see, is there anywhere for that header that makes sense? I mean, this is a big open area. I guess possibly there, but I feel like I could find a better location than that. I mean, it kind of, to me, in one of these little pedal things or whatever these are, that kind of makes sense, I think. Is there anywhere else potentially we could put it? I mean, maybe there, maybe, but that's kind of part of a tractor. I think it would be cool to put a tractor in there if we could fit it. Because there's the guy's face. This is supposed to be him riding in a tractor, I think. I mean, if you look at it from that angle, that's what it looks like, right? Yeah, he's like riding in a tractor. Over here, these look a little bit too small to put anything, so I think it's either here, in this section here, maybe here, or up here in one of these areas. Now, I think, I mean, it's only one growing stage, so I should, right, be able to drive across this without killing it, right? Let's just make sure that that is a correct statement before I drive over there and kill everything. Yeah, we didn't kill anything, right? Yeah, we're good. Okay. So let's drive this over here and let's drop it down. So this is kind of what I was talking about when I said I wanted to put stuff in here, you know, just for while you, as you're going through, for you to run into. Try to help you, you know, get out of the maze too. Like if you see something, oh, I know I've been there. I saw that harvester header there already, right? Well, I think we're just going to stick it here for now. Because, I mean, we're not going to have... I mean, eventually it's going to come out of here, right? It's not going to be in here until maybe later on in the series if we've upgraded it. I mean, it'll come out whenever we start, you know, harvesting cereal crops, right? Of some sort. But until we get that drill, which is going to be a bit, we're not really going to need that. Unless we do some kind of a contract. But we can just utilize the other header for corn and sunflowers, right? We can just find corn and sunflower harvesting contracts. So let's put it in there. Let's leave it in there and see how it goes. That's gives you a bit of an idea of what I'm thinking about when I put stuff in there, right? What I'm thinking. Like a couple pieces of equipment and then some other things that we can probably put down in there. Yeah, I think that looks good. Probably could have did a better job of lining it up with this, but whatever. Still, I think it's good. And, you know, eventually, right, I mean, we can go down here to fences and then, like, others, right? So we could put, like, some of this in here, right? I could put, like, this old grain bin, right? Like, this could easily go pretty much any, well, I guess some of the areas it won't let me do it. That's a bit unfortunate. Wonder why it won't let me do it there. Areas restricted. Weird. But anyway, you know, I could put it somewhere else, right? I could put these in different locations. So, this area is restricted too. So then maybe it's because there was something there originally and I removed it. I don't know. Anyway, yeah. So you get what I'm trying to get at, though. You just put things in there like that to have other things within the maze itself. So, okay. So let's look at. There's the sprayers. We want fertilizer spreaders. Okay, so there is one for 2,000. It's only got a 3,000 liter width, though, or 300 liter width, excuse me. Everything else is pretty expensive, though. This one, $25,000, is expensive. This is the only one that allows us to do lime. So I've kind of put ourselves in a bit of a pickle there alone. If we're going to do lime for this stuff, we kind of have to get that. At least for now. And the problem is, if I buy this, it's expensive. And then if we need lime, we're going to buy another one. Then what am I going to do with this? Maybe we could just kind of ignore the lime for a little while. But we really need a fertilizer. Okay, well, I guess we look at the sprayers then. Because eventually we're going to need a sprayer no matter what, right? Damn, that thing is expensive. Whew. 30 grand is still pretty damn expensive. I mean, this would get the job done in seconds. It is a lot more expensive and money we really don't have a whole lot of right now. Ooh. But I mean, it's only a $5,000 difference. The only thing that would be cheaper is, you know, when you're buying the solid fertilizer, that's much cheaper than buying liquid fertilizer, right? What do we do here, gang? What do we do? I mean, I guess I just stick with the weeder for right now for fertilizer. So I guess we just go with the solid fertilizer one. 300, that's just not big enough. So it's going to have to be this one. We have to get this one. This is it. Okay. Because we've got to put down a second application of fertilizer on this field, right? We're going to re-drill that field, but we've got to put a second application of fertilizer down on this field. So we had to get something. We want to get the best yield we can get out of this stuff. Yeah. All right. So I will head back to the shop and I will get that. I'll probably also buy a bag of fertilizer while I'm there. Or maybe two. I won't really be able to bring them back here. Unless I get, which I don't think this one has. I could check the customization, but unless I get some kind of a bag handler for the front here or like a front loader or something, right? I probably won't be able to bring it back. But I'll look and see. But I'll head to the shop and I'll be back with you guys here in a bit. All right, that field's all drilled up, and I'm sure you noticed what I noticed. I clearly didn't look at that drill close enough when I bought it, or I looked at the wrong one, maybe, potentially. I don't know. But in any case, that drill does have the ability for us to put down a couple of things. Sorghum, soybeans. So, due to that, I'm going to move this back out of here. So, completely against what we just did at the very beginning, but that's all right. I mean, that gives us a little bit more options now, too. We just won't be able to do any kind of wheat or, you know, oat or barley or anything, at least early on. But this does really help us out in the long run with having to be able to do soybeans and some sorghum at a minimum. So good. So we're going to park this here. So as you saw, I'm sure, I filled up most of the actual fertilizer spreader. It was not fully full, but it was pretty close. So I bought a lot of fertilizer, spent a little bit of money. We're at $56,000 at current. I want to see how everything's looking here. Yep, fertilized 100%, so we're looking good here. Everything should be golden. What I want to do quickly here is I want to make sure I didn't miss anything. I don't think I did, but it's worth just giving it a peek to make sure that there is nothing that was missed. Yep, it's good. Fully fertilized for the second application. That's good. Perfect. Well, maybe not. Hold on. I need to turn all this off. Wait a minute. Yes, now it's good. Perfect. There it is. That's what we wanted to see. So good. It doesn't have any weeds for whatever reason, so we'll just let it be, I guess. But I really expected there to be weeds there. So that's the main things we wanted to accomplish today. We have $56,000. I don't think we're going to look here. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of anything we can buy around here for $56,000. Nothing really close to us. Well, maybe that field, but I don't know what that field is. It does maybe potentially have a few trees. Let's go visit it. A little teleport over here real quick. Yeah, so it's just grass, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with it. I don't know how many trees this actually has on here. 2? 1, 2... They need to have a little bit better system. I would have thought... See, that's terrible. Like, I can't see anything because that's in the way. If I click that, I can't hardly see anything. Like, they should have this. This should be, like, popping up to the bottom left corner or something. Something out of the way. Like, right now, it's in the way. I can't really see how far, you know, I am versus the line. That's too bad. Anyway, so I don't know how many of these trees we could get. It probably isn't really worth it from the tree perspective. Really, we were just kind of looking for the trees because we want to build that shed, that open air shed for the maize, right? So I don't think this one's unfortunately going to work. So it sounds like, well, it looks like, I guess I should say, anything that we want to pick up, we're going to need a little bit more money, or we're going to have to find somewhere else on the map that's far away to try to utilize that. There are some fields down here, which it's a drive, but it's not too bad. That maybe we could pick up. Let's see. We want to see where it currently is. This one's ready to harvest. What is that? That's not one we want. I don't know what this is. Let's go visit it. Corn, so we could get this one. It's still growing though, but that's an option. We could potentially buy that one for $52,000. It would pretty much take up everything we have, but we could buy it and sell the corn when it's ready to harvest. So let's keep our eye on that one. But yeah, I guess we'll leave the episode there at that point, gang. We could probably put down some more stuff, maybe buy some more stuff, but let's save that for the next episode. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I'd appreciate if you hit the like and subscribe button. It's free, helps me a ton. More videos are placed in the corner for you now if you're interested. And until next time, I'll catch each and every single one of you in the next episode.